This is your daily market review for Monday, September 16th, 2024. Let's go.
Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review, Monday, September 16th, 2024. We know we have a couple days before the FOMC meeting. As we've talked about, feels like the market's going to probably chop around. Interesting action today with the Apple news at the open. Again, expecting weakness in sales. Again, I think everybody's kind of been clowning them for releasing the same phone over and over and over. Again, we'll see what happens with that near term. However, I am expecting, again, kind of a bull trap, potential blowout. Now, could have last week been that completely? It's always possible. So define your risk, set your stops. Trades aren't working, you got to go. And if they're working, just define them, be careful, and just be thoughtful. I know we have, again, the FOMC meeting, but we have some retail sales data tomorrow. Then you have some decent little earnings with FedEx and Lennar on Thursday. It's going to probably be, again, one of those weeks where I wouldn't be surprised by the end of the week we have some sort of trap move. And the trap move could be up. And how long it lasts, we'll see. I expect, again, you got to trap the bulls before you head down. Just like at bottom, you have to trap the bears before you go up. If you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links in the description below. Follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bells. Twitter. Everyone, this is kind of the joke here. And also on Facebook, again, check out these educational trading videos. I think they're great. Again, made 52 of them. If there's probably a topic that is worth checking out, if you have a question about the market, here to help. Also, check out the website, tradingagent.com. Again, turn profits into passive income in properties. I said it backwards. Yeah, you guys know the deal. Again, if you are trading and you're making money, congratulations. The goal is to get into some sort of passive income potential properties. And again, I can always help. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Use the Calendly link. Let's connect 30 minutes. Let me know how I can help you guys. And on that note, let's get into it. We know the CME Fed funds futures. I mean, there's now talks of 75 basis points because certain Congress folks are pushing it, but it's going to be a quarter to a half. That's what's going to be interesting. There's 2 days between now and then. It's going to be confusing to see what they do. But again, the rumors will probably grow of the 50, but we'll see. I mean, again, they're not in the market. They're not in the game of disappointing the markets. More than likely, they're going to do, again, a quarter, but 50 is possible. Bitcoin, as we've talked around, it's been chopping around. Sorry, it does this every freaking time. I'm not surprised it's chopping around. I'd be waiting for pullbacks, especially if you get something on like MicroStrategy. There's some interesting action potential here. Just keeping an eye on this because, again, if we hold 56,000, cool. If not, it's coming back down into 50,000. Oil, as we've talked about, bouncing. If you play in the upside here, it makes sense. Just be careful. Again, my biggest take for oil always, and the best time to play it, when obviously the Fed's cut, but also too after the VIX spikes. I mean, the VIX is so low, it's really tough to believe that this is the worst of it for natural gas, commodities, all the things. It could be wrong though. Could be absolutely wrong. Natural gas, again, I like it long term, like it with a one handle better. Well, let's just get into it. Again, this is what's tough. Dollar started breaking the flag today. Worth a watch. Just kind of, again, I think a lot of it has to do with the jawboning from Congress to do 75 basis points. TLT, again, do you trust it breaking out ahead of the FOMC meeting? And again, next side target's up at the 108s. Been a good trade if you bought the TLT, especially when you bought it around the low 90s. Looking good. Again, just whatever you have to do, define your risk, roll up your stops, and remember, it is a trader's market. Just be careful. Again, longs and shorts. I mean, it feels like there's going to be traps on both sides. VIX, we talked about getting into this 15 to 17 range. I still think there's more room for the downside in the VIX. VIX popped. Seems to bottom first, right? But then it gave it all back. I wish it was easy, right? Sometimes SPY. Here you go. Holding up near the range highs. Keep an eye on it. Could it break out? I mean, I have that arrow there for a reason. I mean, I think it's possible. Just kind of, again, I'm like looking at this stuff, trying to think about all the potentialities here. I apologize if I'm not super animated. It's just kind of like, QQQ we talked about down here. We thought we'd get up to the trend line. I still think you can get to the 480s. I wouldn't be surprised by a wick or a big red candle. Like a day where you just open up high, close low. Today's action did not give that. IWM seems to be holding up, right? Trend line, Doji, DIA, back up to the high. Pretty good. I mean, again, it's like bullish till it's not. Gold breaks out. Again, this is what I don't trust. And again, this might be one of those things. This is a huge move. I've seen sometimes you break out of the channels up and down, you give it back. Either way, long term, very bullish. Near term, we'll see. Again, near term, chopping around. Silver broke the downtrend. Okay, you need to see some follow through. Again, I talked about I love silver long term. I have no doubt about that. It's just, is it going to get walloped, just like the miners typically do when the Feds, I don't know, when the market spikes, so the VIX spikes, miners and metals get smoked. Is this a pro gap or novice gap? You got a 2-day range here. Just be careful. Again, I mean, longer term, I don't think you have to worry about things. Near term, gets a little dicey. GDXJ, same kind of thing, back at the range highs. We talked about AEM has been the boss. Seems to be holding up. Worth a watch. AG, worth a watch, right? Another one. Looks okay. I mean, again, I personally... I guess, this is what people go, well, why are you so hesitant? I'm like, man, I'm trigger shy. If you get burned so many times, you're not going to play these games where you get potentially burned. You just go, okay, I learned my lesson. This could be a double bottom, but also could be a choppy, sloppy mess. Newmont, we've talked about 53s are going to be a little bit of a challenge. We zoom out, pass. Not surprised, bounce here. Got oversold pretty quickly. Back near these 21s. Just, again, keep an eye on it. This is where it gets interesting with tech, with the Apple news. Again, I mean, I'm not surprised by the dojis and the indecision. Like, doji, indecision. Again, I think I'd be watching the mid-170s. Micron got smoked down, got stopped out of some of the position. Just watching a year. Talked about could be choppy, sloppy. AM Dizzle. This one held up really well today. Came back, made a new high. Holding up, we'll see. Again, you're probably going to run into some resistance. Hey, look at the VAB zone. You'd be surprised if you get tired around here. No. That's where I'd be looking for upside. NVIDIA again, the CEO can't sell fast enough. Little doji today. Again, is it still possible to see 120s? Again, it's all dependent upon how strong the Qs act. Today's action led by the Apple. Again, it felt very manufactured. That's all I'm going to say. Because that's what it felt like. Again, it's like, all right, let's just drop this rumor out of nowhere. Weakness, weakness, weakness. Okay. SMCI, same kind of thing here. Just been over, nice move up, kind of chop it around. I still think you can get the 489 to the 500 range. That makes sense to me. Intel, getting a lot of bonus from talk of stimulus action, chip support. Okay, that's over the 20 days. Once you get over the 20 day, now you get up to 22. The key is what do you do when you get there? SMH, as we've talked about, nice bounce at the trend line. Still think you get up to the 240s. Adobe got crushed on its earnings. I don't know. I made new lows today. That's not very good. Worth a watch. Apple, big doji today. Look where it closed. Right at the low end of range. I bought some Apple today. Not to be a hero, but just like, could it bounce back to 225 very quickly? Yeah, this thing could get stupid again. We'll see. Be careful out there because, again, long term, I'm bearish. Near term, it's kind of a crapshoot. Roll the dice. And that's where you got to just, okay, what has the best risk reward? Amazon looking like that 190 level, but it's just consolidating. Again, you can't go up every single day. Meta back up at the range highs. Worth a watch. CRM. We've talked about this one. Waiting. If you want to short, it looks like it's just a big flag. Big flag. Anything at the 200-day makes sense to me for a shorty with a stop. Guggenheim, congrats. We talked about this one. Probably has more upside in the mid-160s. Okay, consolidated the 200-day. Microsoft, man, holding up pretty well. Got to the top of the range. I'm watching here again because this stuff, if it goes, it goes. And when I say it goes, meaning like, hey, there's more upside, well, then it could be a trap on the daily, weekly, whatever you want to call it. Like there's longer-term traps, and people sometimes don't understand that. Like you'll see wicks on monthly candles. You're like, whoa, look at that wick. And it's like, yeah, that was like a week where it just went bonkers and it came back. Seen on both ends. NDAQ, again, I like the short on this one. I have some puts that are probably going to expire worthless that I end this week. was hoping we'd fall out, but I'll just roll into next month or the month following. Again, I think in time it's the easiest short out there because again, the exchange is not going to have the luxury of all the volume action and people following tech. On the next cycle, it's not going to be led by tech. I can promise you that. It just never does. You always have 6 cycling back. You go inputs, output, inputs, output, inputs, outputs, inflation, deflation. We're into an inflationary cycle. Got to get rid of that debt, right? MicroStrategy, we talked about getting up here, the 150-day, pulls back. I'd be watching the breakout. I mean, if you hit the 200-day or the breakout, again, I know those are a wide range. I'd be watching for that because those would be very tradable spots. That's all we're looking for is tradable spots, right? Netflix, 700 area, but holding up. Roblox, man, it looked like it was going. Felt like it was going to go. Man, it wicked back. We'll see. Again, high and tight's okay, but you need to close over 47. PanW, again, this is a company we like long-term. Nancy Pelosi likes it. You like it. I like it. Let it consolidate. Tesla, as we talked about, feels like the 240s is due at some point, but holding the 50-day, got to get over 235 first. Insight was rallying pretty strong today. Interesting action here today. Again, I like this company. We talked about buying in the 50s. Keep it simple, stupid. Pfizer. I mean, some of these pharmas were popping, getting back over 30. Can you get back? I mean, again, this is not a fast name, but worth watching. McDonald's got to 300. Okay. Top of the range, worth a watch. Does it consolidate or does it break out? Probably not after one straight line move. DKNG, again, we've talked about the downtrend, 200-day. That looks like a shortable spot. Airbnb has just been trashed. It's just worth watching. Costco. We talked about breaking out. Today's candle, little sus. Again, it's tough to trust with this market because, again, there's going to be a lot of traps on light volume. People are going to be overreacting. Starbucks, again, we talked about, like, is it really going to break out? Doesn't look like it. FedEx hit some of the upside targets, trend lines. I'd be watching this area. Again, we talked about this head and shoulders top complex, and how's the trend line? I'd be watching 293. And again, could you play back up to 296 quickly? Like, that's the hardest part here. As I said, if you were looking to short and you put in like an easy, like, oh, I'm going to bring a ruler and this is going to be the exact spot I'm going to short, you might see stops blown out. That's what I'm worried about for shorts. Caterpillar, chopping around. DE had a nice up run, kind of just playing around, just chopping. Nucor, some of these steel names were oversold. Hits the 20-day, backing off. Letter X, again, this one was oversold quickly, bounces back. Again, this 35 area seems to be a tractor beam. It's holding. VALE, I mean, again, 10.9 price range. I mean, it's cheap. Needs to get over the 50-day. It just could be a big slogging consolidation pattern. Arrow, again, we like junior copper. It's just a big chop pattern. A lot of these names are. CCJ, chopping. Again, it's the hardest thing, and people don't want to do it. It's just to wait. Wait for weakness. I'm telling you, massive weakness. We haven't gotten it yet. I promise you. CF, Ag, all chopping around. Mosaic, bounces, chopping around. NTR, chopping around. Makes sense? Again, this is what I'm waiting for, that VIX spike. Because that spike with the yen to 65, just it didn't feel very what I would consider capitulation-ish, if that's a word. Like when you see the whole market capitulate, when the whole all breath was dog crap, it just didn't feel like it. It felt like a very like manufactured drop. XLF said, watch the 45s. Okay, here you go. I mean, I have no doubt that the trap is coming up here. It's just, does it stop there or is it got to get up to here? Worth a watch. Worth a watch. JP Morgan, again, they're not buying back their own stock. Just hover around the 100-day. It looks like it's going to flop at some point. Again, but look for the pops to short. I mean, it's the same things like buying the dip. Look for the dips to buy. Look for the pops to short. Morgan Stanley, watch for that 102 level. Bank of America, again, Buffett can't sell fast enough up here. Goldman Sachs, chopping around. Keep an eye on it. Held the 100-day. I mean, anything over 500 looks radar should go off. Carry, as we talked about, chopping around. Worth keeping an eye on. Again, remember some of the bank crap earlier or last week? Everyone's like, oh, bank. And it's like, man, they rally back. Again, they hold this crap up. It's so manipulative sometimes. Again, but that's what you do to get bulls to chase because they didn't buy the dip, and to get bears to cover and start believing that things are fixed. XBI, another risk on name, just watching it here. XHB, again, 120s with rates lower. Watch that doji here because, again, if the rates don't confirm, then this could get drop back down to like 100 something pretty damn quick. Solar, as we talked about, it's tough. Tough. Again, I'm looking for, wow, they were up 11% today. Congrats. I mean, this thing's been so beaten. ENPH, again, I like this thing up in the 120s, but it's just a big choppy range. I mean, personally, I haven't really been touching solar, just watching it. For solar 240 plus area, just worth a watch. Again, we talked about oil being oversold, bouncing back. Congrats. I like the trade. UNG, I'm not a big fan of this, as we talked about endlessly. Again, I like the short KLD. If you got somewhere up in the 80s, you feel pretty good about it. XOP, I mean, I'm really itching to put on this trade here. I know this potentially feels like a bottom, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because if it pulls back, it could break below. And if it doesn't, then you have a really good reference for a double bottom. Does that make sense? Not going to chase. ExxonMobil, look at like the wicks bouncing back. Okay. Not surprised. Occidental to me makes sense as well around here. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Hit the eject button. Oxy looks really interesting here. All right, been absolutely taken to the woodshed. I mean, if you zoom out, makes sense. It's the low end of range. I mean, look, did it hold here? Yeah, it held around the 50s. Just worth a watch. Keep an eye on it. EQT. Again, we like EQT long term, but waiting for the base. Oh, sorry, the gasoline names. They were chopping around today. There's not much. Sam, they're at range lows, trend lines, all sorts of fun stuff, especially Valera. MPC, not so much, but you've got a reference. Sorry, last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, I think we'll be natural gas exporters. Said that, gone on record. 1,375,000 times now. You get my point. Big consolidation pattern. All right, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, do yourself a favor. Hit me up. Let's chat. Let me see how I can help you and your family out. What do you need? What can I provide? That's the key, even if it's with trading. And again, I appreciate some of you guys dropping the donations. That's always awesome. I know it's not life-changing sometimes, some of them, but hey, anything that you want to show appreciation matters, and some of you guys have dropped big ones before. And again, I appreciate it. Let me know how I can help. Let me know how I can help. All right, have a wonderful evening. Talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.